Hello everybody, it's John from Hillbilly Wine 101, and tonight I have something that you've probably never had before, an 11-year-old wine. I've had some Anciano Tempranillo that they aged for 10 years in their cellars under optimal conditions. I actually bought this. This is a, first let's see what we got here. This is a Sterling Vintner's Collection Cabernet Sauvignon 2007. I don't remember exactly when it came out, probably about 2010 is when they released it. I had it, liked it, and bought a case. This is the last remaining bottle. I saved it because I really liked it, and I think I saved it too long. I don't think this wine is going to be good. We'll see. I've had it stored in my wine cellar, on its side, in a cool, dark place. But over those years, I think we've lost electricity a couple times. The basement doesn't get that warm, but it's the extreme temperatures that affect things. This wine is only 13% ABV, so we're going to see. I don't expect it to be good. What we're going to look for, first let's look at the, so it's Sterling Vintner's Collection Cabernet Sauvignon, Central Coast of Sonoma Valley, 2007. Have no idea what I paid for it or what it costs now. Like I said, it's 13% ABV. So the first thing, there should be a lot of sediment in here. An older wine, you have to kind of drink it fairly quickly after you open it. So today or by tomorrow. So let me see. Okay, so I can get the foil off. Gray foil says Vintner's Sterling Collection. Been to this winery. It's pretty cool. Now, one of the things you like to look for in an older bottle is whether or not the cork is pushed out. Cork's pushed out, that's a bad sign. Usually means maybe the wine was heated, pushed it out, it's probably compromised the wine. In this case, the cork is perfect. Another thing you want to look for is staining. If the cork has been compromised and the color has come up, and if it's at all stained right here, then probably too much air has gotten in. Looks good from here. It's a real cork. And over the years, this real cork, there is micro air that gets in there. I do remember what this tasted like. Probably the last bottle I had was 5 years ago. Probably should have drank this one 5 years ago. But sometimes they slip away from me. So I found this and I thought I'd better get it done right away. So we're going to try it. Now, one of the things I'll be looking for when I open this up right away. Now, there's probably going to be a lot of sediment. So back in the day, they would take it out. They would decant it. Sometimes they would put a light, shine it on the neck, and when they saw the sediment, they would stop. Probably lose about an ounce of wine where the sediment was. Then if you wanted to recant it, it's called double decant. You would clean this out with like distilled water and then pour the wine back into it and serve it out of the bottle minus the sediment. What I'm going to do, though, is pour it into my funnel with a nice strainer on it. And then I'm going to decant it and let it breathe. It's been in here now, what, 11 years. I've never had a wine this old. I've had ports much older, but the oldest one I've had was 10 years, and that's the Anciano. So far, this looks good. I don't know why I have my doubts. So what we're going to look for right away, the wine should be maybe a brick color, but not brown. It should not be cloudy. If it comes out brown or cloudy, I know it's bad. If somehow that fools me, I'll be able to smell it immediately because it will smell like a bad sherry, which it should not smell like any type of sherry because it is not a sherry. If it's good, it's past its prime. It should be real soft. The tannins should be pretty much gone at this point. So we're going to see. We'll see what we got here. So I'm going to, you know what? I guess I'll use my the Chief here. I call this the Chief. So let's go. All right, now. Not sure. All right, let's look at the cork. As you can see, there's no staining up to here. It's very stained purple-black on the cap, but it has not penetrated very much. Just a real cork. Says Sterling Vintner's Collection. It's got some bars along it. So all the signs, looking at the way the cork wasn't popped up, I know how I stored it, and looking at the cork now, tells me it should be okay. Let's decant it. Yeah, tell it's old. Now remember, I should open this a couple hours ago, but I wanted you all to see me open it, okay? So there's no questions. I like the way this is hitting the side of the decanter. It's kind of fanning out, and then do that much. It's got all that surface now in contact with the air. And I have this also aerator, which I forgot to put on. All right, so now we will pour it in here, and like I say, I don't know if you all can see that. Well, you know what, we'll get a color look here. Now I'm going to do this a little. Oh yeah, it's definitely got a. What did I say? If it's cloudy, it's no good. If it's brown, so just by looking at it, okay. Yeah, it's got a brick red color. Little bit of brown, but not what you would expect from that micro air sneaking in over the last 11 years. So far, everything's, haven't smelled it, pointing toward this being good. It's the right color, it's not cloudy, the cork wasn't compromised in any way, and I know it was stored correctly. Wow, this is going to be good. I'm surprised. You know, I can still smell fruit. Usually everything fades with the age. It fades and it softens. It's like a when you make a nice gravy, or and if you say you open a can, say you use a jar of spaghetti sauce, and you pour it in, and then you cut up some. You want to, gussy it up a little. You cut up some onions. You cut up some green peppers. You put some garlic in it, right? You put some mushrooms in it, and you serve it right away. It's not going to be as good as if you let that simmer all day or for a couple hours, and the flavors kind of blend and bleed and soften, and the vegetables soften up. Now if you go too long, you burn it, or it just starts going bad. So far, and I'm almost positive it's good, and it's going to be like a like it's been blended fine. I still think it's probably past its prime. I really like this when I bought it. So let's see. I'll tell you what it smells like here. Just mild dark fruits, that like dried fruit, that you stick your nose in a bag of dried fruit, where it's not real strong and juicy, but it's supple, older fruit flavors. A little bit of licorice kind of smell in the background. Yeah, definitely the dried fruit and a little bit of licorice. Still smell blackberry. Some plum. Don't smell any old flavors. I thought it was going to get like a lot of tobacco and leaves and I don't believe it. This wine is still very tannic, which usually that softens up. It binds with the air that sneaks into the cork, and it kind of binds with the tannins and really softens and really takes them away. I'll be damned if this thing isn't still probably go another year or two. Amazing. The rim is clear like drinking water, which is older wine tends to do that. The legs, yeah, slow and thick. So And now that one, you know, this is gonna develop, and it's a shame that, you know, I couldn't leave it sit for a while, like 2 hours. But I, you know, decanted it and then poured it in here. I taste the tannins, but on that second one they seem softer. And I taste oak, and I taste the dark fruits, and it's really been integrated well. It's dry. There's no sweet taste whatsoever to it. The tannins are there where I can feel them where they're supposed to be, but somehow they just seem softer. It's not real astringent like a tea. It's kind of like a soft tea, a fresh tea actually, that hasn't sat around and let them tannins start getting real strong. The dried fruit is in there mixed in with it. I don't taste any licorice. The aftertaste, I do taste a little cedar. It kind of tastes a little bit like if you smelled a cigar box made out of cedar that had some cigars in it. So you get that little bit of tobacco-y, cedary, and you get a little bit of oak. It's difference in the wood. I get a little astringency from the tannin, and I get the dark, dried, concentrated fruits flavor. Not real strong. Not when you bite into it, juicy. You know, or eating fresh cherries or blackberries, but ones that have been dried and still have that concentrated flavor, but it's not in your face. So I'm surprised. This is very good. They did a fine job. I didn't think this would last that long. I really didn't. I have to take some credit for storing it, but they get all the credit for making it. So yeah, real shocker from Hillbilly Wine 101. Oh, I'm telling you what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna run out to the store, see if they have a newer version of this, the newest release. I'm going to go ahead and, if I find it, I'm going to shoot a video on it, and then I'm going to compare the two and see if there's a new one and one that's 11 years old. So, once again, from Hillbilly Wine 101, I hope you enjoyed this. 11 years old, folks. Cheers.